Vito, and see what they come up with. Don't forget, this is a slight change now, because we've got a little bit more maps to play with. So, same amount of maps to play with within the pool, of course, but the 7 in there. I've already seen Mirage and Train removed. Yeah, Train was an obvious one, wasn't it? I don't think we were ever going to be playing Train when Universal Soldiers were playing it. Season, yeah, okay. That's pretty standard so far.
I'm thinking it's Inferno, Dust.
I'm not sure either of these two want to play Cash, but...
Yeah, but do you want to play Nuke?
I don't... Well, not really. But well, personally I do, but...
You're a big fan of Nuke, I know.
Yeah, I don't think...
Wow, now that's...
So, Dust 2 is removed by VG.
Okay.
And,
there's a conversations needed now.
That's changed things, hasn't it? That has changed things.
Yeah, Neo's been summoned into attention.
Yeah. Snacks is going to have to get some advice here.
Yeah.
Are they going to remove Cash? No, they're going to remove Nuke. So, map 1 will be Nuke.
Right.
And we have Inferno and Cash. So, Cash will be the deciding map of the 3 because it was removed. So, Nuke, then Inferno, and then Cash for map 3.
Okay.
So, best of 3, of course, for the semi-finals and the finals. So, there we are. A very interesting map
First time seeing Nuke. Haven't had the pleasure to see it yet.
Pleased to see it as well.
I'm a big fan.
Before we go over to the commentary stand, let's just talk about Nuke, because Very Games have always been very, very good on Nuke.
Of course.
Very good, but I've also seen Taz and Neo destroy teams almost on their own on Nuke as well. So
it's a dangerous map to go for. Anyone can shine, and as you said, Taz being one of those players that when he's on, there's no stopping him. He can be an absolute beast.
But I've got to be honest, I know he's listening right now, but he hasn't really been on this week.
I don't want to say that. No, I don't want to start. I'm not going to. But Neo in the last game stepped up.
He'll give me a thump afterwards for saying it, but he won't disagree. I mean, he jokingly said to me earlier on, I was talking to him just before the match started, and we went live, and I said to him, you know, do you want to come and commentate this one? And he said, but I'm playing in it. And I was like, oh, you're actually going to play?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit harsh, but, you know, a bit of banter. And he said, well, yeah, you're right. Maybe I should get someone else to replace me. And I said, well, I'll step in and you can commentate. And he said,
to be fair.
Yeah, he said, but I'm at 0. I don't want someone who's on minus. Ooh. So I got it back. It was burned both ways.
All right, at least he's dealing with you then.
He's good. Right then, so we're almost ready for Universal Soldiers versus Very Games. This is going to be another epic matchup. I can feel it in my bones. It's the semi-final of the RaidCall EMS 1 Fall Cup. It's time to go over to your commentary team. Take it away, guys. Enjoy the semi.
Thank you, Paul. I'm kind of sad you haven't given us a little bit of a name, because I have a good idea for one. You have Panders. What about Anderson?
Yeah, this fits really well, doesn't it? There's a little bit of a Matrix theme involved as well. I mean, we could really develop on that, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, Anders, Jason.
Yeah, I see it. I see it happening.
It doesn't sound as cool as Panders, but...
And also, as a real upside, there's going to be no photoshops of us with pantsuits on, which I think, you know, that's not something I'm looking forward to at all. Thank you very much, Red Eye.
I thought it was a panda.
No. It's going to be the pantsuit.
Anyways.
Just wait for it. I'm already preparing myself mentally for when that comes around, and it's going to be tough to take. I'm going to look at my phone after the game, and it's going to be on Twitter. It's disappointing.
Well, either way, Anders, right now, I am getting super excited because we are finally into our first semifinal of the whole finals coming up, and it's between Very Games and, unexpectedly for me, and not to sound too bad, Universal Soldiers.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I actually thought Navi was going to bring it back on that Inferno map on the second half. I really feel like they have a really strong Inferno side, or CT side of Inferno. It didn't really work out that way, and so Universal Soldiers, the Polish team, who have actually always been strong on LAN. I mean, yeah. Red Eye kind of talked a little bit about the history. He said, well, you know, they used to be ESC, but obviously they go back a really, really long way with Pentagram and MYM and Frag Executors, and they've lost some players along the way. They used to be the Golden 5, and now we know them as Golden 3 instead, but still, I mean, a team that has an ancient history in this game, and one of the reasons why they have so many fans and why we're really proud to have them in the tournament as well. So, yeah, they're going to be playing Nuke, Inferno, and Cash. Interesting map choice in a best of 3, and it is delightful, isn't it, to finally have best of 3 games where we don't just get to see a single map, but we get to play a little bit around. And I'm actually really curious about this map choice, because if there were 2 maps I really did not want to play Very Games on, it might just be Inferno and Nuke at this point.
Yeah, and I'm trying. Actually, Nuke was chosen by Universal Soldiers as the first map, and then Inferno for Very Games, who they're unstoppable. And as you saw the predictions right there, everyone pretty much agrees that Very Games most likely has this one, but. You know, Universal Soldiers have been playing so well today and yesterday. I mean, they took Navi to a triple overtime. They walked all over them in their game just prior on Inferno. And if they keep it up, I mean, I think they actually will stand a chance here.
Yeah, I think they have a chance. I think that's actually absolutely the right way to put it. I think they're the underdogs, but there is a chance, and there's always a chance. But especially with the Polish team here, when they get up to a really good start, they can be really hard to stop. And I'm excited because I don't think we've even seen Nuke yet in this tournament. And have we seen Cash? No, we've seen Season, right? And that was Copenhagen Wolves that ended up picking that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 2 new maps that we haven't seen yet. I'm really excited for it. I want to see what this goes to. And it could really well go to a 3rd map. And if it goes to Cash, well, then who knows? All predictions go out the window.
I know you and I really love Cash and Season just because of the mid mechanics of both those maps. But Nuke, like you said, first time we're seeing it here. Such a one-sided map for the CTs. Do you think it's going to come down to that knife round where it's going to build the momentum for one team?
I mean, that is what it often comes down to, isn't it? The knife round really makes a big difference, and Very Games are very good at winning the knife rounds. They're actually a team that practice knife rounds. Unlike a lot of other teams, I just think of them as a kind of a coin flip. Very Games put a lot of emphasis in on that, so they have a good chance of winning the knife round, which is something you normally don't get to say, because it really normally doesn't make that big of a difference. And if they start off on the CT side, it is going to be important for the Polish team to bring it back, and they should, they're going to be lucky if they get 5 rounds, I think, on the Terror side.
Okay.
That's what we're looking at.
And then you have Very Games. They are the reigning champions from the summer season of the EMS finals. And right now, they're looking to defend that. I mean, they could be the first team to go back-to-back championships here. And not to mention, this is all leading up to DreamHack coming up in just a few weeks here with $250,000 as their prize pool. $100,000 for first place is pretty insane.
It is really crazy, and you're right, this is leading up to that in very many ways, also because both these teams now have qualified for DreamHack.
Yes.
Universal Soldiers did that by beating Na'Vi, so it means this is going to be a good forecast for that event. We'll get a real idea about what's going on, how are these teams on LAN when it comes to playing each other, and they get time to go back home and prepare and study and say what went wrong and what went right, and then move on from there. So this is just a really monumental battle in many respects. It's going to be important for this tournament because whoever loses here is out. This best of 3 is, is it. Yeah.
And I mean, then you need to think about the game after that, where you still have potentially NIP waiting for you on that side. And right now, I mean, I'm curious and a little bit scared on Nuke because I mean we've seen Very Games turn momentum around where they could completely get destroyed on the T side of like Inferno, but they can come back so easily on the counter-terror side. But right now, like if one team gets momentum, to me, it feels like they're going to be able to close this game out. And obviously, you don't want to be 1 map down. Going into that best of 3, and all these teams really have to fight for it. But then again, you have Inferno after, which both these teams have played, quite a bit. I think Universal Soldiers have played it twice, Very Games once, and they have a lot of practice on it. So they know how each other play a little bit, and that's going to be, to me, like the killer map. That's going to be the real map for me to determine who's going to win this best of 3.
Yeah, I mean, they are both really good on Inferno, and on Nuke, well, I mean, you have to assume that Universal Soldiers are going to be doing well, otherwise they probably wouldn't end up picking that map. But I really don't know. I'm really curious about how it's going to turn out. I think a lot is going to be decided in the pistol rounds. But aside from that, I mean, Very Games, they lost to Clan Mystic recently on Nuke. I think it was 16-12 against another French team that had Apex carrying Clan Mystic quite hard, but wasn't the only one. So, Very Games have actually looked pretty much undefeatable on that map, and all of a sudden they lose. It was on an online game and everything, but it was actually a best of 3, so... it's not without merit that maybe we should question Very Games here. I don't think Universal Soldiers are going to come into this completely disheartened and feeling like it's Nuke. We're just going to give it to them. I think they have a good chance even on Nuke actually. So this is going to be just a really interesting game. We can see them setting up and getting ready. They were just talking and getting themselves pumped up and ready. Poles though, they look pretty relaxed. Very Games, they were chatting in a group, and the Polish team just looking fairly relaxed.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. They just look so relaxed when they're having a good time. They play so well, and they're staying in that zone. And if they can maintain that, if they don't let emotions overrule them at all, they're going to be a force to reckon with here. But either way, knife round underway, and as I was saying before, pistol rounds is what's really going to come down to. And whichever team was able to pick this one up, most likely will go for that CT side.
Okay, Very Games, they're staying together as a unit that they really, they practice this stuff. They want to win these rounds, and well, let's see. Don't want to cast a knife round. It's
I'll do it. They're splitting up right now as we're seeing those 3 CTs sitting inside a surrounding of Very Games of those Frenchmen. But right now you're seeing Pasha and Taz, last man standing. Very Games wins it.
Yeah.
That made it very anticlimactical at the end.
It's hard, isn't it? Like knife rounds, they are just really hard. I feel like they're
I think Joe and Paul do it the best because they throw in accents that I cannot possibly do. I tried Australian once. It became very wrong.
My fear with accents is I fear I'm going to offend somebody, and it'll be like people are going to be like, oh wow, Anders is making fun of, I don't know, Brazilian people.
You should do an American accent. I had Paul do that once actually, Red Eye, and he talked to us Southern like a cowboy, doing a lot of y'alls and.
That is good fun. That is good fun. I need to look that up at some point. I remember Paul doing various accents for the knife rounds. I think it's a good idea. It's, you know, on the one hand, knife rounds are kind of there to replace the coin toss, and at the same time, for a matchup like this, they probably do matter a lot. And Very Games coming out on top, gonna to pick the counter-terrorist side, and if they win that pistol round, well, then they're off to a great start. But at the same time, you know, the Polish team, they have as much of a chance to do the exact opposite, and if they win the pistol round on the terrorist side, then this game is instantly much more interesting. So that's pretty much what we're looking at. And now they are talking, you know, serious time here. All the people getting ready, and just look at their faces. You can tell how focused they are.
And, you know, for you, between these two teams, because I'm wondering, the momentum that a team gets, who maintains it better? You know, Universal Soldiers, we've seen them take 7, 8 rounds in a row before. We've seen Very Games take more than that. Do you think Very Games has that advantage in terms of if they get that ball rolling, they can keep it going?
I think Very Games is a team that relies a little bit less on momentum. I feel like they're a team that can recover a loss that they're suffering. Like if they're behind, they can recover from that from just reminding themselves of what they've been practicing for so long. So they go, okay, guys, you know, back to basics, back to what we've been talking about. Now let's get ourselves out of the situation, one round at a time, and then they just kind of force it back in their favor. I think the Polish team is much more reliant on having some good rounds, but it seems like they never really dip below a certain level. It's not like they completely crash out if they do badly. So I'd say momentum may be a little bit more important to the Poles. And
I mean, the game versus Navi, you know, on Dust 2, you saw how far behind they were, and they were able to take that back, taking it 3 overtimes.
Yeah. At the same time, I mean, I don't think we should be given a tremendous amount of importance to momentum, because it also becomes this thing where we make it sound like it's you know, it's some sort of magical force that they carry with them, and then, you know, and then that's what wins the game. And I don't think it's necessarily like that. I just think it's you know, it removes some of the sand in the machine, if you put it that way. You know, some of the people complaining and whining and feeling bad about how they're doing, and so that goes away when you have a really good round. And then maybe you just gained a few extra percent, because I think, you know, that at the end of the day, these teams are so close to each other that if you can gain 1 or 2% more kills, whatever it is, you know, just a little bit more, then you can push yourself over the top. And that's maybe where the momentum comes in. But I don't think it's like, you know, you can regain like 40% of the game because, you know, all of a sudden, you know, you might be 40% worse than the other team, but, you know, now you have a momentum, so now it's changed.
That's true.
But it is important, because any sport is all about the last 2%, you know.
Well, I mean, you were talking about JW yesterday when we were casting that Inferno match, and you were saying if he can start to get a couple of kills, you know, start to get excited, start to be confident, he can take shots that he normally wouldn't go for. And because of that 2%, he was able to get a ridiculous scoreline. I think he had 32 kills in that game versus Very Games. Yeah, that was incredible. It's sad to see that the Fnatic sort of went down a little bit earlier, actually, than I had expected, but they had a very tough group. Hard. I mean, you could say that about anybody pretty much in that group and say they should have made it further, but... Well, I asked Trubby, I was like, you know, you were in Group B, and you guys got knocked out. Would you have rather been in Group A? And he said no. just flat out. Didn't even have to think about no. Because A, you cannot predict who would come in second place. Over on the other side, you can pretty much guess who that first place would go to, but the other 3 teams are really well matched. Yeah, it's absolutely true. And Pasha adjusting his headset for a moment. Noise cancelling phones go afterwards, so they can't hear what we're saying, obviously. Sorry, Get Right's dancing for us. Yeah, you know, there's a video of Get Right dancing on from the new Nip House. So yeah, he's pretty good. He's got it down a little bit. I wish we could put the camera on him right now, actually. Yeah, well, we can't. That would be funny, we don't want to scare people away. I don't want to scare people away at all. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I want them to get on the way, but they're still just setting up. Actually, let's do this, because it's been fun so far. Your predictions, Jason, with rounds attached. Okay, you didn't say one word so good, like Paul trying to set me up right there. But, okay, with Very Games on the CT side, I think we're looking at a 16-5. 16-5 victory for Very Games? I think so. I think the first half is going to be like a 12-3. And then they're going to take the pistol on the T side and just close it out. I don't know. I feel very confident in them on Nuke. That's actually a really good prediction. That's something that could definitely happen. I'm like a born optimist, so I'm hoping it won't happen. You have the best prediction numbers out of all of us here, so it's it's unfair because there are a lot of matches I haven't made any predictions for. So that's kind of how I stayed on top. I've just not made any predictions. But the ones you do make them for, I've hit a few ones. I've hit a few ones. I was one round off for the last map. It was really annoying. But I'm gonna say Universal Soldiers win, and I'm gonna say 16-14. Wow. Okay. So
different, completely different.
Yeah.
And it could, I really think it could I mean, I don't think this is because we're like completely disagreeing about the results. I just think it's because it could really be one or the other. It could be, as you say, Very Games take both pistol rounds and crush, and that's it. Or, in my mind, it could be the other way around, and then Very Games try to fight it back on the terrorist side, but maybe can't.
All right, for everyone that's just tuning in, we are in a semifinal number 1 here between Very Games and Universal Soldiers. It will be on Nuke, and Very Games will have the counter-terrorist side here. So, as we're looking at this and how it's going, we do have a push on upper already happening.
Oh, great start. Neo is going to take down MBK, and Assistant's trying to shoot in the back, but he's blinded completely, and they've already lost 3 people. Shoxy goes down, and Scream is alone in a 1-on-5. Pistol round, there you go.
And this is the Universal Soldiers that I really love seeing, being so aggressive, not caring, just pretty much doing exactly what they want. And right there, you saw it got him 4 kills in the upper, it got him the bomb down, and it got Scream down to 1 HP here. He's looking for a kill or 2, but to be honest, I don't really think he's going to be able to pick this one up.
No, that seems really unreasonable. I mean, at this point, when you're in a 1-on-3 like this, it comes down to the other team making massive mistakes. And no mistakes has been made. Neo will get the headshot. I mean, they would have had to feed themselves one at a time to Scream for him to do that. And so long as they stayed, passively tried to hold off and made him come into, a crossfire that he couldn't make it out of, they would have been just fine. So actually, that round kind of rested with MBK, and he's been performing tremendously, but he got rushed down and he missed the early shots, and that makes all the difference. They got the entrance, and that was it. Universal Soldiers, they win the first round of the game, 1-0 for them, and now they have rifles, but actually they only bought 3 of them, 2 of them, and they're up against the body armor and head armor buy from Very Games, so they have to be careful. Could actually be a really critical round in the game.
We do have them actually pushing up very quickly on the lobby here, so they know exactly where Universal Soldiers are going to be. But just like you said, they're going up against those 3 guns. But with that head armor, those P250s, they might have a solid chance here. It looks like they want to go for it.
Yeah.
And we see Universal Soldiers already making their way down Volcano's stairs.
The great thing is,
they want to commit.
Shoxy's up here listening, and he actually couldn't hear them walk down because they're just walking, they're not running, so they're not making any noise. Shoxy won't know, but there are still some people down here waiting. It could be a bit of a crossfire setup as they go into the B-bomb site. Shoxy's still waiting in the dark here. Yeah, they got Existence down there, and the teammate as well. And Existence actually going to open up, gets the 1 kill. They're coming in for the smoke, and MBK gets a second one. Pasha will take on Existence finally, but it's a 2-for-1 trade right now, and this is a big problem. Pasha drops it, Taz in a 1-on-2. He's going to have to do this. They cannot afford to lose this round. That would be a disaster, and there it is. MBK with a quad kill bringing it back. That's going to be it. What a round, Jason.
And that is what you've been talking about ever since we started back yesterday. The P250 head armor is ridiculous. In Very Games, they coined that, and they play it flawlessly right there. That was fantastic.
So there were multiple things that kind of, I mean, it was good. They had AKs and a Galil on Universal Soldiers, but they had 2 people with pistols. That's a problem when you're up against P250 body armor. And they walked through the smoke on B-bomb side, and they really didn't need to do that. They had time. They could have waited for the smoke. They could have pushed up through the windows, but too much confidence, and it bites them.
Well, Shox just got dinked outside, and Taz going to pick up that kill from Yellow. So now they have a gun down outer if they can push around to pick it up here. And would it be fantastic to see Universal Soldiers turn around when they just lost prior, when they won the pistol round? So we're going to see if that can happen here. 2 Famouses, an AK, and an M4 in the hands of Very Games.
I think it would be fantastic, but it'd also be really necessary. This is a huge, huge blow to the early confidence that they got. They actually need to bring it back, and there's Taz picking up a 2nd kill. Aggressive play outside. He's just killing people left and right. Existence coming out will take him down finally, and MBK actually getting a kill as well on Snags. That's now back to a 3-on-3 situation. So Universal Soldiers, they're fighting hard. They're getting kills, and that is really almost as important as winning rounds here on the terrorist side.
It looks like they're going to boost up here to check Heaven. And Scream is going to be watching that, though, so maybe if you can get that pick on him, you might be able to get some advantage in this upper bomb site. But right now,
so
Universal Soldiers, they're just looking for some kills.
Yeah, they're not going to catch anybody by surprise here on Very Game's side, so they need more than just somebody peeking in from Heaven here. They need somebody to flash in. They need somebody to do more than that. There's the smoke. Scream is actually going to be smoked out of position. That's great play. Let's see if they can make it happen. Here comes the flashes as well, but MBK is going to get the 1 kill, and they're trying to bring more in. Existence gets 1. It's Bailey in a 1-on-2, and he's not going to make it happen. He goes down. Great smoke to force Scream out of that position, and it still wasn't enough. But here's the important thing. So now we're kind of back to basics. They've got 3 kills in that round. 2 people survived on Very Game's side. That means a lot of rebuying going on. Very Game's economy is still very, very bad. I bet if we look at the scoreboard in a minute, we'll see exactly how it works out. 2-1 is going to be the situation. But Very Games, if they lose around here, they still eco. Unfortunately, the same is true for the Poles.
And they're going to be pretty much full eco in here. They do have 2 P250s. They don't really have the armor, and we see Shox get a kill already onto Pasha, I believe, outside. And right now, Universal Soldiers not looking too strong on their Eco round. NBK gonna pick one up, and it's looking like Games is gonna take this 3-1 already.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to play Eco rounds on Nuke, isn't it?
Ooh. It didn't even matter because Scream killed him before the nade landed, but still, that was actually really well played. And they're going to clean it up. So, right now, Very Games up 3-1. If you take a look at the scoreboard real quick, 7-2 for NBK, 4-2 for Scream. But importantly, Taz is 5-4, and you heard Pansy and Red Eye talking about it earlier. If Taz can get going, he can really help carry his team. Yeah, he's also like, he's a loud person. He gets really happy and excited, and I think that will make a big difference. 3-1, it's not a bad start. It's just that if you consider the fact that Universal Soldiers actually won the pistol round, it's really sad. They could have been 3-1 the other way right now. Right. Well, we are in the first gun round for both these teams here, and this is going to be crucial for both of them. And right now, Universal Soldiers going to play it a little bit slower than they did that pistol round, just rushing into upper. Has to take a little bit of damage here and Scream a very aggressive smoke to keep them from going to ramp room. Yeah, he's just waiting here. He wants, he's so good with the headshots. If they peek through there, there's a good chance he'll have the exact right angle. They're going to come in on MBK, though. They get sprayed down, and now the bomb is dropped. That's a big deal. They're going to come through, and Existence is going to go down finally to Pasha, and so does NBK. And now it's back to a 3-on-3, but Snags is very low, and they don't have the bomb planted yet. And looking to pick it up here, and you see Very Games, they're ready. They're in position to make this happen. And you see, Pasha, that might have been the shot they needed to win this round here. Scream even comes up, Pasha picks up another, and now they have a man advantage 2-1 here. They're not very healthy, but all they need to do is get that bomb and get it down. They still have 45 seconds, so it can happen. Pasha's triple kill, helping out a lot on Universal Soldiers, but there's Scream. He can find the headshots, and it's going to be a triple for him. Actually, going to double, but what an amazing win. And actually, that wasn't Scream, that was Smith. I'm sorry, Scream died earlier, so great showing from him. He's got only 3 kills, and 2 of them were in that round, so just a brilliant display. And actually, NBK top fragging on Very Game's side with 8 kills in total. Yeah, and to me, Smith was the person to watch, coming into every Very Games match because of the way he performed at Star Series against every single team he went up against. He was so amazing on land, and he's kind of proven again right there, saving that round, saving them from going into an eco round. And we still see that Famous on Smith currently. Yeah, doesn't want to let go of it, and right now he doesn't really need to either, because it is another eco round coming out from Universal Soldiers. This is obviously the problem. When you don't get the bomb plant or win the rounds, then it's really tough on the terrorist side. You don't have that much money to work with. And the Very Games now, I bet they have a decent amount more. We'll see at the end of the round, obviously, how much they've got. 5-1 is the score, and, well, tough start here all of a sudden. And Smith, because of the Famous he's been consistently buying, or not even buying, he hasn't been losing it. He's still on 10,000 money. Yeah. That makes a big difference. Yeah, so the economy that was kind of shaky at first is starting to solidify, and Very Games are starting to solidify their lead over Universal Soldiers here. But we do have a buy-up yet again, and Snacks running the AWP. He's going to be going outside. Or he's actually going to go to the upper part of it. But can he get the kill they need? Can he make the jump? Oh, he can. It's always funny when people miss that. But now he's up here waiting, looking down. There is one Very Games player out there in the courtyard. I think it's Shoxy who's down in the garage. That's usually his spot. And yeah, he's all the way in the back, so he's not really going to be found by Snags. But I like this play. Universal Soldiers, they have a lot of rounds to play with in this best of 3, so I don't think they're getting desperate or even worried yet. They're taking it one round at a time and just keeping their composure, and that's what they need to do. Yeah, it seems like they're still feeling Very Games out. They're feeling out how they're playing, where's the right spot to hit, as you do see them finally push up ramp as Scream going back out to lower here just to stay protected. And some damage being traded, but right now, even with that push in the Volcano Stairs, it looks like we'll have like a 3-2 split coming up here. But Shox, if he peeks around that smoke, if that disappears, he could cause an upset. Yeah, he could definitely sneak in behind them. I mean, they ran down as well, so he knows 2 people have made it down because he's spotting all the time. All he's doing there is just listening for where people are going and maybe spotting them if he can, but they have all the information they need, still Very Games, and now they're peeking up aggressively. They're going to run into Neo, and he's not going to get the kill just yet here. Neo coming in for seconds. Might be a headshot, and there it is. Scream goes down. Pasha's going to take down Smith, and all of a sudden it's a 2-0 trade. Oh, MBK getting down right there, but we're going to pick up a kill here on a Pasha. Now, 4-on-3 Existence, very low in health, but Shox picks up a kill from the backside. MBK gets another, and just like that, Very Games taking a 3-2 man advantage here, and it looks like they're trying to retake the site very shortly with these flashes, with these smokes going in. Bomb not going to get planted, and there's the bomb carrier died. It's too late. There's no time left. He has to go for Shoxy, and he's not going to find him. He could have got the kill, but it wasn't enough. And that was a very tragic situation. The last players from Very Games actually were really low on life. That should have been a Universal Soldiers round, absolutely, but it wasn't. 6-1 instead, and
I think Very Games, they dodged a bullet then. They could have easily lost that round.
That teamwork, though, out of them was just phenomenal. Able to go in, able to call out the right moves. And right now, Smith's going to be running Auto Sniper outside here. Or actually, no, it looks like he's going to be going inside onto Ramp Room. And he's looking to hold that down himself. And right now, we see Universal Soldiers, looks like they want to rush upper.
Yeah, grenade follows. Maybe trying to catch somebody, but you're right. Smith is here with the Auto Sniper and not going to get flashed from that. If they peek this could be really pretty much instant death. Good grenade comes in, going to land on Neo. Next one actually doesn't hit, so but still 40 damage in one grenade is great. How are they going to go for this one? Flashes inside, MBK's blinded, and here comes the rest of the push. They've smoked it up. Taz gets the first kill. MBK with one in return. Scream gets one. MBK for the double, and all of a sudden it's Bialy left. The defense here. MBK is such a beast in this bomb site, and we see why. He is just so good at staying alive.
Yeah, I mean, even with these smokes, they've done that consistently against him to try to hold him back, try to make it so he can't pick up any kills, but apparently he doesn't care about those smokes. He's able to pick up 2 or 3 consistently right there, and he's consistently good in the site, just like you said. I mean, it's really hard to take that upper side against him here, so maybe Universal Soldiers are going to look at hitting lower somehow.
It just is. He always makes the right choice as well. You know, he stays and shoots for a while, then he kind of rotates around the silo in the middle of the bomb site to try and look for a squeaky. He's been playing it for such a long time, and he just has the routine down. It's really, really nice to see him work that way. Now Snags, well, he's going to try and smoke in through the ceiling window here, and it's going to pop, and it's going to be flashes to follow. Let's see. It's going to be another A push here from Universal Soldiers, unless they try and fake it. Actually, I'm just looking at the minimap. Of course it's a fake, because they're all outside, so that kind of tells its own story right there. They've even faked me.
That's how well they played that one off, and right now it looks like Very Games, they realized it. They already sent someone down lower. Smith picks up a kill onto Ramp Room, I believe that was, onto Pasha. Actually, that was down long.
Yeah, Smith has gone downstairs with the Auto Sniper, so that's how much Very Games are sort of switching it up. Putting the rifles in different positions, making it really hard for Universal Soldiers to dodge the Auto Sniper, really, know anything about what's happening. They're man down already. Now, what are they going to do? They've got 40 seconds left, and they've already run out of time once, so they need to not do that again, and they've changed their minds. This time, the A-push is in effect, and there's going to be the first shot from Neo. Oh, and Existence goes down as well. Scream, and Shoxy and Smith are left, and this is not going to be easy. 4 and 3, what a great turnaround from Universal Soldiers.
We have seen Very Games do this before, just a couple of rounds prior, and Smith's trying to work up towards Hut right there, but Scream able to shut him down, able to pick up that kill as Bialy returns with a kill on a Scream, and Shox trying to stay alive, gets a kill on a Bialy, trying to stop the bomb from going down here, but
it will be planted finally, and it's Neo and Taz 2-on-1 against Shoxy. Oh my god, this is so difficult because Shoxy could actually do this. He's already got the 1 kill, but he's been such a great clutcher in this whole tournament. He gets the first shot, pulls out the pistol. It's a 1-on-1. He's coming for Taz now. Bomb still ticking away, but he has a kid. He has time to waste. He picks up an AK instead. He's going to go for it, but Taz finds the triple kill. Great play. Finally, Universal Soldiers make it happen, and that is really important.
Yeah, much needed around on their part. Great play by all of them. I just want to check out the scoreboard one more time. 9 and 8 for Taz, 5 and 8 for Neo, and 5 and 8 for Pasha right there. And on the other side, MBK 14 and 5, Shox 10 and 4. So a lot of these players are really trying to step up here.
And Taz with a 10% higher headshot ratio than the rest of his team at almost 60%, which is pretty scary actually. 7-2 is what we're at now. And I mean, the problem is Very Games could still buy. And even if they lose this round, they could probably still buy. So Universal Soldiers, they need to win, this round and the next one in a row. And if they do that, then they have a terrific first half.
Yeah, I was just about to say if they can win those next 2, but right now we see Universal Soldiers flashing up a storm here. It's MBK going to get pushed to ship. Bialy, though, gets a kill on a Scream, as Scream does kill Neo right before he fatally falls down. And it looks like they've been able to gain control of Ramp here, but still, they haven't been able to make their next move. They're still waiting, and they have a minute left, so why not?
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade that will always favor the terrorist side. I mean, 4 and 4, but on Nuke it's really, really tricky because you kill a counter-terrorist and they just kind of end up going, going back forwards. But Existence actually, is he going to run into anyone over here? They're both up on. They're sneaking all the way around, and maybe they want to make it a push. Yeah, Existence is up here by the ladder. It's going to be MBK with the kill. Snags does take down Existence. That's great, but MBK turning around for it. He gets downed. It's just Shox. Left in a 1-on-1 against Snags. He doesn't hit the shot. Oh my god, he's only got 2 HP. Shox missing again. There's the headshot as well. That's a little bit of overkill. And there's Shoxy. There's the clutch we were talking about. Triple kill like that. Down to a 1-on-1 though. It's expensive for Very Games these rounds, and this is really important. If we look at the scoreboard, well, if we look at it, we can see how little money they have here. 0 on Scream, 150 on MBK. These are the numbers that really matter because Very Games, they need to eco at some point for Universal Soldiers really to have a good chance in this half.
Right now, yeah, just speaking of them, look what they have. 2 P250s here, and I really like that last play that we just saw happen. I just want to point out, Taz came out through hut at the same time that Snacks went into upper. And because of that, they caught them off guard and they were able to take that position. But right now, Shock's unfortunately going to miss that shot, but NBK won't miss his. Gets a kill on a Neo, going to get a second on a Taz, looking for a third, gets it. And Shock's going to be the scumbag, steal away a potential ace here. Gets that kill onto Pasha.
Yeah, that's too bad. Really, you know, MBK, he deserves that. But he's already fragging really a lot, so, you know, maybe they don't want to feed him too many kills. 18, 2, and 6. That is pretty retarded at this point. I cannot believe it. 9-2 is going to be the score. And, well, a 7-round difference is what we're building up in the first half. Maybe you're right. What was your prediction for the first half? 13-2, I think?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, so you might be on the right path here.
Maybe. I don't want to call it too soon. I hope Universal just can start to pick up a couple of more, because I really want some good games here. We are in the semifinals, and the best of the best are making its way through, but we see Universal Soldiers sitting 4 outside here, and they have not been able to smoke this off completely. Smith's going to be looking for the shots.
Oh my god, Auto Sniper raining down hell from above, but he's not really hitting it. There it is, and actually I'm surprised Smith, yeah, there's the shot. They shouldn't have let him live that long. It's a 2-for-1 trade, so it's really great for the Poles right now. Shoxy, Scream, and Existence. It's a 3-on-4 situation, and once again a great start for them.
Can't count very games out just yet, though. Universal Soldiers looking for their next position to move into, and Bomb is still not really in a position to make it be planted anywhere yet. But we do see Shox get taken out by Taz. I'm not even sure where Taz was on that one. And now a 2-on-4 here. We see Neo gonna get taken down inside hut. Existence, great push out of him to just kind of get some sort of footing in this round.
Really confused now, because they have, well, they had a 2-man advantage. Now it's switched to 1, and now it's back to equal 2-on-2 situation. And Scream finds even more headshots on Taz. It's going to be Viley alone, and Scream picking up everybody in that round. That's unbelievable. I cannot believe it.
Hey, I mean, it looks like the brink of death for Very Games in that round, and yet they still somehow pull it back every single time except once. But right now, your Soldiers forced to eco again, and the economy, the money game of this right now is really what's holding them back.
What I feel like is part of the problem, that once they're in this situation where they have a 1 or 2-man lead, it feels like they are game picked up one by one. I'd like to see them just group up and try and go for a bomb site as a unit. But it's difficult because Scream, he gets 1 kill, he instantly moves around and gets the next kill somewhere else, so they don't really know where they are. And that makes it hard. And now, obviously, another eco round coming in here from the terrorist side, because no bomb plant, no white round win. Tough situation here.
And if they can't pick up at least another round here, they're going to be looking at a very, very tough second half. But Bialy going to be able to pick up one, though, on the Smiths. It's able to make it a little bit expensive for him. But right now, Universal Soldiers, they just seem not sure where to go. They don't really seem sure of themselves.
Now, 1 kill here onto Smiths has given them an M4, so that's something they can work with. But now they've been found by Shoxy, who's hungry for more kills.
Does he really need any more? Currently sitting at 16 and 5. I mean, he hasn't passed NBK yet, so maybe that's why he's keeping to go for him. But right now, 11-2 scoreline in this first half.
Yeah, also look at how much Taz is carrying at the moment. 12 kills, and the closest to him is 7 on Bialy. So they need to step it up. The rest of the Universal Soldiers teams, now is the time to really do it. 11-2 is going to be the scoreline, and well, we're moving into the 14th round. So this is what it comes down to, the end, more or less, of the first half, and now is the time to really do it. They can't force Very Games to eco. That's not going to happen in this game, or at least not in the first half, but they could still get some rounds in, and they've been so close a number of times, so there's really no reason why they can't do it. You just need to play the end of the round better than they have been.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They get those first kills, but they just can't seem to close it out, and they do have 2 outer currently. Shox, he's waiting for it. Bialy, he's right around the corner from Bialy's going to go down here. Shox, great positioning by him, and Pasha's going to be right to his left, but who will get the shot off in time? Pasha can peek. He's going to get it on the reload right there. So now we're all tied up 4-4. But can Universal Soldiers, can they lock this round down? Because they will have no money going to the final round.
Yes, Smith, Scream, and Existence. Here's the 1-man lead that we were talking about now. How are they going to play it? It's going to be Pasha with a headshot, and Scream taking a lot of damage. Nice play here from Universal Soldiers. And now they're all in the bomb site as 1 unit. Nobody's anywhere else getting picked off. Grenade is going to explode Scream, and it's going to be Smith. In a 1-on-4, do not see him going for making it out, but he might as well go for it. He has, infinite money here. Might as well keep going.
And if he pulls it off, he'll be a legend on top of that. But Taz not that healthy, so it's always possible. But Snacks waiting hut, able to pick that one up, and currently 11-3 scoreline in this first half.
Yeah, and that was Pasha actually coming in with a triple kill, so very important that the rest of the team gets to feeling like, they're a part of it, that they can contribute and do something great. Now, 11-3, 1 more round, and I think the Polish team is actually going to be happy about the situation.
See if they can pick it up, though. I mean, it would definitely be great for the momentum and just for their mindset coming into the final. What's that?
Well, it's MBK with the Mag 7. This is yeah. So Universal Soldiers, they've done a decent job of actually limiting the economy on the counter-terror side, because one loss forced them to a Mag 7. That's a big difference.
Well, if he's anything like Trouble, he's gonna make that shotgun work for him. Let's see if he can actually do it, though. There are a lot of flashes going into upper here. Everyone's getting blind, as well as the Molotov coming down, but they haven't peeked out just yet. It seems like a little bit of a fake as we start to push towards ramp room. Taz gets a kill on MBK. Taz gets a second onto existence, and Snacks closes it up with a kill on a scream.
So here now they've won the round. There's no question about it. Sharks and Smiths, but this is Counter-Strike, so there's always a question about it. If Universal Soldier make any kind of mistake, it could still go the wrong way. The bomb isn't down yet, and well, they're fighting it out with Shoxy, and Smiths is coming in to help out. That's going to be the third headshot from Taz, and Shoxy alone in a 1-on-5, which just won't happen. 4-11. Very, very good comeback from Universal Soldiers. That could have been a very different half. Your prediction of 12 to 3 or 13-2 or something like that, it could definitely been true. Very close to that happening.
Yeah, very close. And you really wonder if Taz didn't pick up 16 kills in that entire first half, would that have really been the score? The second closest person to him is Pasha with 9. That shows how much work Taz has been doing. He's really been creating these opportunities, and he's been creating a lot of entrance kills too, which allows them to get into sight.
Yeah, very, very impressive, and he's going to have to keep doing that, but more than anything, they need this pistol round. They have bought, well, 3 body armors, 2 people with grenades. On Very Game side, they have 4 body armors and no grenades. Well, actually, on Existence, there's some, and that's pretty much it. So we'll see if they can make it work. If Very Games win this round, it's really hard for the Poles to bring it back.
Very Games taking a lot slower than we saw Universal Soldiers do in their half. On the T side, a lot of damage being traded just yet. Bialy down a little bit of health.
Snacks is just waiting out here. He just needs a single shot. And USP being clicked away, but Smiths will find the opening kill on Neo. And that's not the stun that they were looking for. It's not done yet, but the next kill is going to tell everything at this point. Could be a man down in the pistol round, but 2, and then it's, then you're talking miracle comeback.
Oh, Snacks, there it was. That's what they needed, the kill on the screen, but MBK's been able to pick up Bialy. And now we're looking at 4-on-3 here in favor of Very Games. Pasha, if you can pick up this kill, that'd be amazing, but Existence takes him down, and now Snacks looking for a second on the outer, doesn't get it, and Shox picks that one up.
Taz will be the final man to go down. Smith's taking that kill. That brings it to 12-4. Very Games, that is a critical round to take, and I'm liking your prediction now. It's looking good all of a sudden.
Feeling better about myself.
Yeah, you're feeling a little bit better? No, that's good. I mean, that's exactly what you said, and that's now it's really, really tough. Now the Polish team, it's always possible, and it's worth, one round at a time. That's the mentality that we're looking for here. Something that Natu, I think, told me at some point, just think about one round at a time. Don't think about what just happened or what's going to happen. Take it one round at a time, and let's see if they can do it. I'm not going to rule them out yet.
I was wondering if they can pull off an eco round like Very Games did against them, but currently with Bialy and Snacks down, it doesn't look too plausible. As Very Games playing it very cautiously, very slow, not trying to give up any guns, and Smith getting dinked right there.
Yeah, and actually, Universal Soldiers also, they didn't buy the body armor, they didn't buy the P250s either. Very Games, they did, however, buy fully. No submachine guns, 3 AKs, 2 Galils, so Very Games, they don't want to be out Very Games against anyone else. They don't want to end up with submachine guns against body armor. They are, they know their own strategy well enough that they don't want to end up in a situation where it gets used against them. And that's actually just a sign of an intelligent team, which we already know that they are.
Very true indeed. And right now, Very Games not looking too healthy, but in terms of kills, they're definitely leading that board as they have all 5 members alive. Taz, he's set up though for a kill or 2. If he can just pull it off, he gets 1. He's looking for a second, but he gets taken down, and it might just be that body armor that you were talking about, that Very Games did buy up with those P250s right there as he did get interrupted. But either way, Very Games now going to take another round here, and it's getting very close.
It does beg the question, because you're right, they were low on health. So what if there had been body armor involved in some of those exchanges? It's a really interesting
Hindsight's
thing.
always 20/20.
Hindsight's always 20/20, but I do feel like more teams need to look at obviously all the teams know by now that Very Games do this. It's not like they're surprised every time. We're just happy about it because it is a change to the metagame as it were, a month ago or so. So I feel like, more teams need to maybe look at how does it work, maybe just try it out, play with it, and see if it doesn't actually play out like they want it. Now, the must-win round for Very Games, 13-4, and they have bought here in the 3rd round of the second half, so not waiting for the 4th round. They're going to try and stop them early on.
And with those 3 Famouses and 2 M4s, they're definitely looking to do it here. Smith going to get taken out of 3 HP, and that is a great start for Universal Soldiers. If they can maybe pick up a kill or 2 here, they'd be looking very good for the next round. And
I'm really impressed as well. Smith, he's actually staying in there. I would have thought he would want to run back, but he's just leading the charge once again. One grenade on him and he's dead, but he's still going for it. Pasha will pick him off finally. NBK with the return kill. And Neo,
Wow.
oh, NBK, that's all for the smoke. How does he do it?
Well, I can tell you this, he's a lot better player than me, so now, that's an understatement, definitely. But right now, 4 members of Very Games alive, they've been able to open up that ramp room, and Scream, he's covering Outer. His Shock's going to be seeing Taz with him, not going to pick up the kill, he's going to go in and commit to it and get it in the end. And now it's all in the hands of Bialy and Snacks. Can they pull this round back for themselves for this early buy?
Yeah, Bialy gets the first kill. That's one step in the right direction. 2-on-3 situation. Snacks is coming up through actually behind him. If he doesn't make too much of a noise, he might just be able to do it, but it's MBK who's up there. He even throws down the bomb, so he's going to stay up there. And small things, but it's smart play. Snacks, if he gets the kill on MBK, it's doable. If not, then I don't see this happening. Now he's revealed his position. That's really not good. Bialy goes down. Snacks, they all know where he is. 1-on-3. This is really almost impossible.
Snacks, is he going to save the gun? I would imagine he might want to try, but either way, he ends up getting taken down. 14-4 scoreline now in the second half. Remember, it is a best of 3, so even if Universal Soldiers do lose this game, they have 2 more chances to come back and take it home for themselves. But right now, the money situation, the round situation, it's looking like they're going to concede this first map.
Yeah, it went roughly like you said. It's 14-4 right now, and Very Games, well, now it's more ecoing. I don't see them not winning this. I mean, now we're at the point where it's almost impossible, even on the terrorist side, because Universal Soldiers do not have the equipment to fight it anymore. So that's obviously unfortunate. You know, we always like a more close game, especially now that we finally get to see Nuke. And Very Games, they are probably the best team in the world at Nuke right now. So not maybe a huge surprise that they're doing this well. I still think if they had won the pistol round, if they hadn't lost the second round after the first pistol round, that they actually won on the terrorist side, this game could have been really different because there were actually a lot of rounds where Very Games were really close to ecoing, and that initial second round victory made all the difference. They would have had much less money in the first half if that happened.
And there's a lot of rounds where they had a man advantage over them. They just weren't able to close the round out. Like, they kind of got picked off one by one, like you said, by Scream. And right now, look at Pasha, not sitting too healthy. 45 seconds remaining. He does get a kill, though, so he will have a gun on the outside. And it is a 3-on-3 situation here, so it's definitely doable. But can Universal Soldiers come together and win this round?
3-on-3 right now. 30 seconds on the clock. They have the bomb picked up on Existence, so they're just waiting for them, hoping that Universal Soldiers are going to come and peek them. The bomb goes down, though. There's actually one in Toxic, so maybe a little bit of surprise. Or they realize now they just jump in for it, but Snacks will get the kill right as he dies, and that will be the end of it. Headshot from NBK. Triple kill from him in this round. How many kills does NBK have around the beginning? 27. What the hell?
And then 21 on Shocks behind him. That is a ridiculous amount of kills, and Taz sitting at 17 as well. So, I mean, Taz is doing a great job for his team, but they just don't seem to be faring too well on this map. And remember, this was a map they chose.
I mean,
they wanted Nuke, and coming up after this map is Inferno. And we know how good Very Games is there.
They are very good, but Universal Soldiers are too. I don't know if... I don't know. This is going to be a really tough map to predict, I think. It's going to come down once again to how well they start. Universal Soldiers, they need that good start, and they actually had it, but it was taken away because Very Games, they're such a tricky team to play against. But right now it's a 1-for-1 trade, 15-4, so map point for Very Games.
And you see the HP currently on Snacks after he did pick up that kill, 15. And Smith, he's also low himself, and right now, Universal Soldiers looking for that kill onto Outer on the Shocks for Bialy. Actually not able to pick that one up. Shocks out aiming him here, and that gives him the man advantage. And pick up another on a Snacks onto outside. And CT spawn, and now Neo sitting in Volcano Stairs looking to pick up a kill maybe. If he pushes, he might be able to stop this here, but Taz all alone in this upper site. He's have to hold against the 4 members of Very Games. Yeah,
that miss outside from Bialy, definitely a sign of sheer frustration. That was an easy kill, and he should have got that, and he would have normally. Smith will finish off the game. It's going to be a double for Existence, and 16-4. Man, that was really close to what you said. I'm going to give you... Pansy didn't credit me for being one right now, but I'll still say, I think you had the exact right idea here. So, yeah, that's the first map. Nuke is done. And, well, just we're looking at the teams here, obviously. The Polish team definitely maybe a little bit, dissatisfied with that situation. Very Games, I think it went probably as they expected. So, I don't know, coming into this second match, it's always a question, how does one map loss affect the next map? And that's a really, really difficult thing to talk about, especially because we're not professional players, so it makes it a little bit of a guessing game. I think the Polish team, I think I've said it all tournament, I think all they need is one good 1-on-3, 1-on-4 situation where they win, and they're right back where they want to be.
Well, you can see the teams behind us walking through. Just going to get a little bit of relaxing, a little bit of time to think about the upcoming map, and we're going to take a little break as well. But when we come back, game number 2, the semifinal number 1 between Very Games and Universal Soldiers. Guys, don't go anywhere.